Everyone is asking when XRP is going to move. That is the wrong question, and the people asking it are about to prove why timing was never the game to begin with. There is a number that the loudest voices in this space never talk about, and once you see it, you are going to understand why the person checking the chart every hour and the person who has not looked at it in 6 months can end up holding the exact same amount of XRP, except one of them is rich and the other one is exhausted. So today I want to show you the actual mechanics of why patience beats timing, and it has nothing to do with guessing the bottom or guessing the top. Now, I'm Alina, and around here we talk wealth. Go ahead and like the video and subscribe if you have not already. And know that this is not financial advice. It is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research. Drop in the comments, are you someone who checks the price multiple times a day, or have you trained yourself to stop looking? I really want to know where you land on this because I think more people are addicted to checking than they are willing to admit. So let's get into the actual problem with timing because on the surface it sounds smart. Buy low, sell high, get back in lower, ride it back up. It sounds like a strategy. It sounds disciplined even. But here's what nobody tells you about timing. It requires you to be right twice, not once, twice. You have to correctly guess when to get out, and then you have to correctly guess when to get back in. And the odds of nailing both of those moments back to back are not just low, they are almost mathematically impossible to repeat over and over again. One lucky timing call does not make you a trader. It makes you lucky one time. And the market does not reward lucky one time. It rewards the people who were simply still there when the thing happened. Let me give you a picture that makes this click. Imagine a farmer who plants a field in spring. Now imagine that same farmer walking out to the field every single day, digging up the seeds to check if they have grown yet, getting frustrated, and replanting them somewhere else because he thinks the soil looks better over there. By the time harvest season actually arrives, that farmer has nothing because the one thing a seed cannot survive is being constantly dug up to be checked on. The seed does not need supervision, it needs time. And the farmer who plants once in the spring and simply waits is the only farmer standing in a full field come fall. That is not because he is smarter than the anxious farmer. It is because he understood that the growing happens underground where you cannot see it, and checking on it does not speed it up, it only damages the roots. This is exactly what happens to people who try to time XRP. They get in, the price does not do what they want fast enough, so they sell, convinced they will buy back lower. Then it dips a little, they feel like geniuses, they buy back in, then it dips again, lower than where they bought, and now the genius feeling is gone, replaced by panic, and they sell again at a loss. And this cycle repeats itself, sometimes for years, and at the end of it, the patient person who simply held from day one with 0 trades has more XRP and less stress than the person who was convinced they were playing it smart the whole time. The market does not punish you for holding. It punishes you for moving. Now, here is the deeper reason patience wins, and it is not just emotional, it is structural. Every major repricing event in any asset's history happens fast and happens without asking permission. It does not send you a calendar invite. It does not wait for the people who are still deciding. The actual move, the real one, often happens across a handful of days, sometimes a handful of hours. And if you are not already positioned before that window opens, timing will not save you, because you cannot time something that has already happened by the time you noticed it. The news that finally convinces the timers to get in is the same news that signals the move is already priced in. By the time it is obvious, it is already late. The only people who capture the actual move are the ones who were already standing in position before there was anything obvious to react to. Think about this in terms of a door that only opens for a few seconds. If you are standing right in front of it when it opens, you walk through. If you are still deciding whether the door is going to open, debating it, watching it, waiting for confirmation that it really is opening, you are not going to make it through in time, because by the time you are sure, the door is already closing again. The people who get through are not smarter. They were just already standing there, patiently, before there was proof. This is the part that I think gets missed the most. Patience is not passive. People hear patience and they think it means doing nothing, sitting back, hoping. That is not what this is. Patience is an active decision to stay positioned through boredom, through silence, through months where nothing exciting happens and the price barely moves and everyone around you is talking about some other asset that is pumping right now. Patience is choosing to stay in the field while the seed is underground, doing nothing you can see, trusting the process you cannot observe. That is a harder discipline than timing. Anybody can panic sell and panic buy. It takes real conviction to do nothing while everyone around you is doing something. And once you actually commit to that kind of patience, the next decision matters just as much, which is where you choose to hold the asset you are being patient with. Because here's the part that quietly undoes all of that discipline for so many people. You can do everything right. You can hold through the boring months, ignore the noise, resist the urge to trade, and then the moment finally comes, the asset reprices, and the second you go to take profit in a regular taxable account, a large portion of what you waited years for gets handed straight to the tax system. All of that patience, all of that discipline, and a stranger still shows up at the end to take a cut of the reward you earned by waiting when nobody else would. That is exactly why I personally hold a portion of my digital assets inside a Roth IRA through a self-directed retirement platform built specifically for this. The structure lets you hold XRP and other digital assets inside a tax-advantaged account so that the growth you waited patiently for actually stays yours instead of being split with the IRS on the way out. Timing asks you to be right twice in a row, over and over, which almost nobody can repeat consistently. Patience asks you to be right once, which is choosing to get in and choosing to stay, and then simply protecting what you build along the way so it is not quietly taken from you at the finish line. One of those is a guessing game you will eventually lose. The other one is a discipline that compounds the longer you hold it. So drop in the comments and let me know honestly, is patience something that comes naturally to you, or is it something you have had to train yourself into? I really want to hear which camp you are in, because I think most of us were not born patient. We had to build it the hard way after getting burned by timing first. Like the video if this reframed how you are thinking about your position, subscribe if you have not already, and send this to someone who keeps trying to time the market instead of just staying in it. And before we go, this is what the new format is all about. Deeper conversations, clearer explanations, and a stronger focus on helping you understand the bigger picture around XRP and wealth building. If you enjoyed this new style, please let us know in the comments because your feedback truly helps shape the future of this channel. Also, tell us what topics you want us to cover next. What questions do you have? What areas of XRP, crypto, or global finance would you like us to discuss in future videos? We read your comments, and many of our best ideas come directly from this community. And one thing I genuinely believe, XRP is one of the most powerful digital assets positioned to expand globally over the coming years. The story is still unfolding, and we're going to be here discussing every step of that journey together. And as always, I want you to stay wise, stay wealthy, and I'll see you in the next video.